Hello, everyone. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. You know, when I first came to Buddhist Church of Oakland, about 11 years ago, 12 years ago, we didn't have service on Thanksgiving weekend. And at the time, I realized that, kids were back, kids had gone back to college, or maybe family was here visiting. So we did start having service again on Thanksgiving weekend. But now, during the pandemic, you kind of don't have to be here to come to service since it's online. And I thought it'd be nice to take it off, especially for the Zoom crew who, every weekend have been here helping out, running the service. It's not just me, right? There's people behind the scenes as usual, as always. And so I thought, let's give them the weekend off. And so I'm recording this message. I did want to give a message, though, in case someone wanted to hear the Dharma a little bit. So, rather than sutra chanting, let's just chant the Nembutsu together. I'll chant it once first, and then we can chant it together 5 times, okay? Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thanksgiving can be a difficult time. So once again, this long weekend, I hope that you did have a good Thanksgiving. It's been difficult during the pandemic, and yet it feels like we've been able to gather more than like last year at this time. And so if you have family in the neighborhood and you're able to gather with them, I hope you had a great time. If you don't have family around, I know this time of year can be difficult. And so in a way, I'm thinking about you. I had a nice one. We go to Harry's Hofbrau in San Leandro every year for Thanksgiving and do takeout and eat it at home. And, so we did that. But I know it can also be hard. Growing up, my father would cook turkey or ham, and we'd have the feast every year back around Boston, and so I kind of grew up with that, and so not having it can be kind of a letdown. Just the season in general, and then combine it with pandemic. So if you're having a difficult time, I get it, I really do. One thing I have found is, I think for me anyway, friends are really important. Friends are just so important. I know a lot of people. I'm really lucky to have met and get along with a lot of people. But like really close friends that I keep up with, there's only a few that I do really regularly. And one, we've been getting together. It's someone I went to high school with. We've been getting together once a month on Zoom and just talking, for an hour or whatever. And that's been nice. And then I have another friend who lives far away, and we talk on the phone semi-regularly, and I just talked to him on the phone before this, so that's kind of maybe why I'm in that kind of mode of thinking about friends, being able to talk to someone. I mean, I'm actually an introvert. I don't need to talk to people or be around people a whole lot, and yet it's nice to be able to also when I kind of feel like I need it, and I also like being able to be there for someone too if they need it. Buddhism has an idea of the good friend. The Sanskrit word is kalyana mitra. The Chinese term in Japanese is zenjishiki or zenchishiki. And it's kind of neat, this idea of a good friend. That's what it means. The Chinese characters are kind of different, although the good is there. But I believe the Sanskrit really just means a good friend, and Shakyamuni talked about this. It's important to have good friends, and if you have good friends, to recognize how precious that is. And so, I feel like being part of a sangha allows us to have kalyana mitras around, these good friends. It's almost like Dharma friends is a good one way to put it, right? But Dharma family too, and that's why we have this Dharma family service. As much as Jodo Shinshu it's a kind of a family kind of Buddhism. If you have family, great. That's what it is. But if you don't have family, can you be part of that family? And I say yes. And that to be part of the Sangha is to be part of a Dharma family, right? Not a family necessarily by blood or even by marriage, but united in the Dharma. Right? And so this kind of combination of concepts, right, of Dharma friends, Sangha, right, this Dharma family. So, if you find having kind of a difficult time during the holidays, I hope you can reach out to someone, right? Whether it's family or friend, maybe even realizing that you're not feeling that great during this time, right? During this holiday season, but also, the pandemic, we have to go for at least another month, right? It's definitely not like last year, but at the same time, it's not back to normal either. And so I think, though, even realizing I'm not feeling that great, that realization can be important. Right? When you realize that, then maybe things make a little more sense. And then maybe you can even do something, such as reach out to a friend or family member, someone that you know. Another thing, though, is, reach out to Amida Buddha. Say the Nembutsu, recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu is the name of Amida Buddha. Right? So that when we say Namo Amida Butsu, we're participating in a millennia-old Buddhist practice, at least 2,000 years. Right? This is our practice in Jodo Shinshu. If you haven't found it already online, Yamaoka Sensei, Reverend Dr. Seigen Yamaoka, who was our guest speaker last week, he has something called Life Simple. And a book came out, actually, a long time ago now, maybe almost 10 years ago. But he's also on Twitter and Facebook, and he puts these nice, short little sayings. And so he had one that I thought about. And, I think he kind of came up with it maybe when he and I were talking, when we were recording his message. I don't want to take credit or anything, but it reminded me of something he said while we were talking, a couple weeks ago. And here's what it is. When we say Namo Amida Butsu, in that singular moment, we are one with Amida's wisdom and compassion. So as much as Buddhism has psychological aspects, it's not only psychology. I think it's something so much bigger and deeper. There's something to it. Saying Nembutsu allows us to access something bigger than just myself. Right? Something more than just the material world. Shinran Shonin, the founder of Jodo Shinshu, his life was transformed when he truly encountered this wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. And he encountered it through the Nembutsu. Right? This practice, this school of Buddhism of his teacher Honen that had come down from China and India. Right? This practice of saying Namo Amida Butsu. We say the name, think about the Dharma, reflect on ourselves, reflect on our relationships, right? That it's all part of this wisdom and compassion coming to us. So Shinran Shonin transformed. How many countless followers through the centuries transformed. Right? I know my life would be so different if I hadn't encountered Buddhism and if I hadn't encountered the Nembutsu. So, you don't have to do it like we did at the beginning. We kind of recited it together with the bell and with a leader and everything. You don't have to do it that way. You can just say Namo Amida Butsu, which means I take refuge in Amida Buddha. You can just say Namandab, Namandab, That's kind of an abbreviation of Namo Amida Butsu in Japanese. You can just sit there, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. You can say it while you're doing dishes or out walking, Namanda, 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 walking away, right? There's no kind of limits on it. There's no set special way to do it. Being able to do it together is great, but do it on your own too. Give it a try. So, just wanted to take this opportunity to sit and talk for a little bit, give you this Dharma message. And next week's going to be Bodhi Day, and it's actually going to be our last Zoom service of the year. And we're not sure what we're going to have for New Year's yet. Probably not like before, but we hope to do something. It might just be online. We're not sure. We do plan to reopen on some level, hopefully, in January to the public, to people actually being here, and yet we will be streaming also. So if you don't get emails already, go to the webpage. You can check the webpage for updates. You can sign up on the webpage for our email list, and I put the link in the description for that. Okay? So take care, everyone. Hope to see you soon, whether it's online or maybe even in person, just a little bit longer, maybe, right? Hoping that we can get more back to normal, right, in January. But in the meantime, say the Nembutsu, reach out if you need to, and take care. Why don't we conclude with Gassho and recite the Nembutsu one more time? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.